Sunday episode of Full Metal Classic. I am your host, Cameron, the conductor Holzman, and we have got a great group of guys here playing today, so let's do some quick introductions and get into it. Up first, we have Dan Skip Allen. Dan, how's it going?
I'm all right. I'm just a little under the weather. I had a long week this week. I partied with the schmoes last night, so I'm just kind of a little tired.
Fair enough. By the way, do not spoil last night's match because not everyone has seen it. Up next,
I won't.
Malcolm. Malcolm, how's it going?
Pretty good. Just here to kick some ass.
Fair enough. And we have got Antonio Chavez. Antonio, how's it going?
All right, just finished cleaning the house, and the Yankees lost last night, but otherwise I'm just trying to get a win here.
Fair enough. We have got a returning champion from Sunday, Mr. Nick Tuig. Nick, how's it going?
Well, it's going great, but now I'm about to disappoint everyone with all the hype, so thank you for that.
Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, we have Joe Fairley. Joe, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Cameron. Looking forward to getting started.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we are going to do a quick go over of the rules for the people watching at home. So, like this, there's going to be 8 questions. You're going to write your answer down on your whiteboard, and you're going to say it once the time is over. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you don't. At the end of those 8 questions, whoever has the least amount of points will be eliminated. If there is a tie, we will go to a tiebreaker. You have 3 repeats to use throughout the match if you need to rehear the question or to burn time. Other than that, are you guys good to go?
Here comes the fuzz.
All right. Well, with that, we will get into our first question, which is in the category of animated films. In the history of the Oscars, 2 animated films have been nominated for Best Visual Effects. Name one of them. Yeah, we are starting off with a very interesting type of animation question here, not necessarily what the people at home would expect. We got a few people watching live in the chat, and we're going to go 5.
Repeat the question.
And that is one from Malcolm. The history of the Oscars. 2 animated films have been nominated for Best Visual Effects. Name one of them. I cannot currently see who we've got watching live. If you're here live and you want to drop something in the comments, go right ahead. They can't see it because I disabled it for them. Yeah. No, 5, 4, 3.
Repeat.
What? That's a repeat from Dan, 2 on the first question. In the history of the Oscars, 2 animated films have been nominated for Best Visual Effects. Name one of them. And we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pens down.
See, I can't write like this, man. It's I need to put it down like that. And the title is so
Sorry,
long.
my dude. But we're going to go to you first. Dan,
I
how
got
are you
How
doing?
to Train. See, I got How to Train. I'm missing a word.
How to Train Your Dragon would have been incorrect anyways. Malcolm.
Kubo and 2 strings.
Kubo and the 2 strings is one of the correct answers. Antonio
I guess Finding Nemo.
is incorrect. Nick
Kubo and the 2 strings. Yeah.
is correct. Nick is on the board. And Joe
Toy Story.
is also incorrect. The other answer you could have had is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, they like them stop motion stuff. Okay.
I know, 2 great stop-motion animated films. I love it. All right, your next question is in the category of horror. At the end of the film 28 Days Later, the survivors unfurl a large banner in hopes of drawing a plane's attention. What one word is written on the banner? Fun fact, if you win a Full Metal Classic match, you are not allowed to play until about 28 days after you win, because that's the 4 weeks that we set. Interesting little factoid for y'all. 5, 4,
This is too
3,
obvious to be correct.
2, 1, and we are going to start with Malcolm.
Zombies.
Is incorrect. Antonio.
I never saw it. Help.
You're close, but incorrect. Nick.
Great Beatles song. Help.
Joe.
Hi.
Ooh, real close. Dan.
Help.
The answer is hello.
Wait,
So close.
It's a great Lionel Richie song.
It's also half of another great Beatles song.
This is true.
No, I'm moving along.
Hello, goodbye.
All right, your next question is in the category of comedy.
ooh,
As the funny boys.
The yuck yucks.
I need you to tell me any two of the three names given to the ravine in Back to the Future Part
Back to the Future, what?
3.
The ravine.
Any two of the three ravine names. I will clarify and I'll read the timer because it sounds like I broke up a little bit.
Can I have a bonus point if I name both?
Well, I need you to name two of the three. And reminder, if
Oh.
you try to name all three and one of them is wrong, I cannot give you the point. If you try to show off and one of them is incorrect, that is still
ooh.
4, 3,
Yeah, that-
1, and pens down, boards up. We're going to start with Antonio.
Eastwood and Shonash.
Those are both correct for a point. Nick,
Clayton Ravine and Eastwood Ravine.
those are both correct. Joe,
Clayton and Eastwood.
Clayton and Eastwood. Dan,
No, I didn't get it.
and Malcolm.
Yeah, I didn't get it. There, but Clowes and Emmets.
It is Clayton, Eastwood, and Shonash. It is Shonash when they are in the past, and then in the original future, it is Clayton and Eastwood after they think that Marty has died in it. Our next question is in the category of dramas. The less yuck pictures. Those cry sad those sad films. In what film will you find the character Alex DeLarge and his gang known as the Droogs? I have not seen this film. I don't love this this individual who directed this film, but 5, 4,
Damn.
3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, and we are going to start with Nick.
Clockwork Orange.
That is correct.
Oh, how-
Joe,
Clockwork Orange.
Dan,
Clockwork Orange.
Malcolm.
It's not a Clockwork Lemon, it's a Clockwork Orange.
That is accurate. And Antonio,
Clockwork Orange.
for the clean sweep of that question. All right. Question is in the category of movie quotes, gentlemen. Embrace yourselves. It's a long one.
Mm.
In what comedy will you hear the quote, "Why should Caesar just get to stomp around like a giant while the rest of us try not to get smushed under his big feet? Brutus is just as cute as Caesar, right? Brutus is just as smart as Caesar. Totally like Brutus just as much as they like Caesar. And when did it become okay for one person to be the boss of everything? Because that's not what Rome is about. We should totally just stab Caesar."
Hey, Cameron, I have the answer right here, but I don't know. I got 3 repeats. I don't know what to do with. No, I'll save
I'm getting a bunch of messages.
Also, Antonio, thank you for writing that down after the first line with me. I appreciate that.
And we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are going to start with Joe.
Clueless.
Is incorrect. Dan
It seems like something that would be in this movie. History of the World.
is incorrect. Malcolm
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
is incorrect. Antonio,
Mean Girls.
There you go,
it
buddy.
is Mean Girls. And Nick,
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. We should totally just stab Caesar.
I don't know if me and Nick should be ashamed that we know that, or
Not at all. I couldn't be more
Totally proud. It's an incredible film that everyone should love.
Never seen it.
I was tempted to just keep getting Cameron to repeat all as the whole lot
I would have really been willing for everyone to waste all of their repeats. And your next question comes in the category of scores and soundtracks, which at this point I've been keeping it in for months and have only asked soundtrack. really changed the name of the category to just soundtracks. What song plays during the pottery scene in Ghost? Fun fact, for those who aren't aware, Ghost is actually a sequel to the Bruce Willis film The Sixth Sense. It is a prequel to Casper the Friendly Ghost. It's a trilogy.
I thought it was a sequel to Dirty
It's a
Dancing.
trilogy until you watch it. It's just like a split and glass unbreakable. 5, 4.
Repeat the question.
That is Malcolm's second repeat. What song plays during the pottery scene in Ghost? And then, of course, you've got the spin-off film of the franchise, Ghostbusters, which is about the villains. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we will start with Dan.
Yeah, of course, this is wrong, but I just figured I'd get a good laugh out of some people. Material Girl from Madonna.
Is incorrect. Malcolm,
I know it's the Righteous Brothers song. I just blanked on the name of the.
is that Righteous Brothers song? Does Antonio know the name?
Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers.
Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers is correct. Nick,
Shout out to Tony, 85-year-old guy who sang this every Thursday night at karaoke at the Thirsty Beaver. Unchained Melody.
Unchained Melody, and Joe.
Unchained Melody.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, Nick, because right here in the live chat we have Tony typing out the words to the song.
Different Tony, but
It was
All
so
right,
hard not to
your
sing it.
next question, your penultimate question. There's no T after pen. It's penultimate, not pentultimate. I see you, Caleb Coho. Is in the category of new releases. Who is Dr. Dyson Edo in Alita Battle Angel?
you cut out at the beginning. Is it possible to ask for a technical?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you a technical repeat on that. Who plays Dr. Dyson Edo in Alita Battle Angel? I really enjoyed this film, actually. I thought it was cool. I thought the effects were really, really stunning. It's a fun time.
I got a bad feeling about this one.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to start with Malcolm.
I'm probably wrong, but Jimon Honsu.
Is incorrect. Antonio.
Is it Christoph Waltz?
It is Christoph Waltz.
Damn it. I didn't know character names. I knew everyone who was in it. Rebecca Ferguson.
Joe.
That's a bingo.
It's a bingo. And Dan.
I changed it from Christoph Waltz to Jennifer Connelly.
Unfortunately, it is Academy Award winner Christoph Waltz, who played a man named Dyson Edo, which is wrong for a lot of reasons.
I screwed up.
And
I
your-
had it too. I had Christoph Waltz.
And your final question is in the category of actors and actresses. And get ready, folks. Who has played a scientist studying electricity, a king in a mystical land, and an alien in search of water?
All right. So what was the second one?
Sorry, yeah, I'll give you a technical repeat. Who has played a scientist studying electricity, a king in a mystical land, and an alien in search of water? There are many people who have probably played one of these parts, but only one person has played all 3 of these as far as I'm aware. And that's who this question is about, and I just need you to find their name. 5,
Repeat it, please, Cameron.
3, and that is Nick's first repeat. Who has played a scientist studying electricity, a king in a mystical land, and an alien in search of water?
I probably got it wrong. I'm gonna get this wrong, then I'm gonna be eliminated. So
You never know.
nah, I should have got Christoph Waltz. You tricked me. The name. I thought it was Jennifer Connelly. I don't know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's going to be time. And we're going to start with Antonio.
It's probably wrong. Keanu Reeves.
is incorrect. Nick,
I do love these questions you ask, Cameron. They're my favorite. But I said Jamie Foxx.
that is incorrect. Joe,
Believe it's David Bowie.
I believe it is David.
Wow.
Dan
I got Patrick Stewart. I'm out.
and Malcolm.
I put Benedict Cumberbatch.
It was David Bowie. The films are he played a scientist studying electricity in The Prestige, where he played Nicholas Tesla. He played a king in a mystical land in Labyrinth. And he played an alien in search of water in The Man Who Fell to Earth.
I saw that.
With that, at the end of our first round, in first place, we actually have a 3-way tie at 5 points between Joe, Nick, and Antonio.
Christoph Waltz.
We then have Malcolm with 2 points, and unfortunately, with only 1 point, we're going to have to say goodbye to Dan. Dan, thanks for stepping in at the last minute, but I'm going to have to take you off. Take care, brother.
See you, bud.
I
All
always
right.
go to tiebreaker.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a good match, but now we are at round number 2, which will work like this. I have got a wheel that I'm going to have to add some more numbers to. I think I'm going to have to add more numbers to it. There we go. So what's going to happen is each player that is in the player who is in the lead, or in this case, all 3 of the players in the lead, are going to pick 2 numbers on the wheel. Every other player, namely Malcolm and only Malcolm, is going to get to pick 1 number on the wheel. We're then going to spin the wheel. If your number comes up, you get to pick the category. But there's going to be 1 extra number, and if that comes up, then we're going to play tonight's secret category. Now, the secret category is worth 2 points if you choose to play it. But if it comes up on the wheel, then the questions are only worth 1 point. So I am going to say, Nick, give me 1 number between 1 and 8.
Ooh, 3.
3. All right. And then I'm going to say, Antonio, give me 1 number.
8.
8. Joe, give me 2 numbers.
4 and 6.
4 and 6. All right. Now, Antonio, give me another number.
2.
2. Nick, give me another number.
1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Malcolm, do you want 5 or 7?
Well, Antonio stole my number I was going to pick, so I'm going to take 7.
7, which means 5 is our magic number today. We have got our wheel, and we're going to spin it. And it's hard to see, but our number coming up on the wheel today is 7. That is
I'll take it.
the odds were against the man, and he pulls through. Which means, Malcolm, you are going to get to pick the category we play today. And your options today are real siblings on the screen, Canadian films, Leica animation, video game movies, jump around with jump in quotation marks because I wrote it like a Jeopardy category. And if you don't like any of those, you can pick the secret category. A reminder, if you pick the secret category, each question is worth 2 points. You are currently down 3 to all the other competitors. If you would like to let that influence your decision, whenever you are ready.
Yeah, I'll take the secret category.
Yes,
Of
Malcolm.
course you will. It always is the secret category. It's never not the secret category. And today, the secret category is titled A Bunch of Questions.
Great.
That's
Sounds like
the name of
I'm
the secret category. It is a bunch of questions, and I will clarify what that means is that all of the movies that are going to be asked about in this category have questions as their titles.
Oh, I thought it was okay. Great.
So your first question in questions is, in the film Dude, Where's My Car? Ashton Kutcher's character wins a large supply of what food? Fun fact about Dude, Where's My Car? That is a question, and therefore makes it valid to be in this category. We're going to give you 5, and 4, and 3, and then how about a 2? I think 1 comes next, and that's going to be a 0, and we're going to start with Malcolm.
It's also a terrible movie, and I can't remember much about it, but I put cheese as the answer.
Is incorrect. Joe?
Pudding.
I will absolutely accept
Dang.
Antonio.
Is it chocolate pudding?
It is specifically chocolate pudding.
All right.
That's a pizza.
All right. I am impressed. In our next,
I love that movie.
I know one thing, and that's that I saw that movie when I was far too young. I think I saw the movie when I was like 11 or 12, and definitely shouldn't have seen it. But your next question is going to be, what is the title of the sequel to Are We There Yet? Are we there yet? Of course, is a question. And I'll give you a small hint. The answer to this is also a question.
It's a good hint.
Like Jeopardy, the answer is a question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to start with Joe.
Are we there yet now?
That is incorrect. I love the idea that it's just like, it's the same question, but with more words. Antonio.
Are we home yet?
It is not. Nick.
Watched this way too much as a kid. Are we done yet?
It is Are We Done? And Malcolm
Are we done yet?
is correct. Malcolm pulling closer to the group, although as of that, the deficit is the same as it was when we started. So
Was that their answer, or were they just asking you in general, are we done yet?
it might be a little bit of both. But,
Well, they never did another sequel after that movie, so
the answer to it is yes, we are done.
We're
Yeah.
done. We're done.
And your next question is going to be, who plays Dr. Leo Marvin in What About Bob? But straight up, what about Bob? What's his deal? How is Bob? Who is Bob? Why is Bob? That's the real question, folks. Why is Bob?
I've got a funny feeling I've gone for the wrong person.
4, 3.
Repeat the question.
Was that from Joe?
Yeah.
All right, that's Joe's first repeat. Who plays Dr. Leo Marvin in What About Bob? I have not seen this film, but I wrote this question because I felt like it. So there we go.
It's a good movie.
Getting some messages from other people. You're good? 5, 4, 3,
Nope.
2, 1. We're going to start with Antonio.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss is correct. Malcolm.
Yep, I knew I went the wrong way. I put Bill Murray, who played the patient.
Yeah. Joe.
No, I didn't have it.
And I think I might have just straight up skipped Nick. So, Nick.
Well deserved. I'm wearing a Jaws shirt and I did not have it.
All righty then. And your final question, which is for the most part technically irrelevant right now, but we're going to ask anyways. Who directed the film Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? How about you, Malcolm? Are you afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Not really.
I would like to say that I am, but it's just because I don't really know who she is and I fear the unknown. And 5,
It's scary.
4, 3, 2, 1, and pens down, boards up. And we're gonna start with Nick.
No idea. Penny Marshall.
Is incorrect. Malcolm.
It doesn't matter if I put the right answer at this point, so I just put Virginia Woolf directed it.
That'd be something. Joe
I don't think it's right. Victor Fleming.
is incorrect, and Antonio did.
Guess. John Cassavetes.
It is not. The answer is Mike Nichols.
I hate myself. I was going to say that.
And with that, at the end of this round, our current score is, I believe that Antonio is in the lead with 9. Nick and Joe have 7. And with only 4 points, we're going to have to say goodbye to Malcolm. Malcolm, you did great. You almost made it to that 3rd round, and you got lucky on the wheel, but it just didn't go your way. Take care, brother. And we are down to 3. So round 3 is going to work like this. You're going to get 5 questions in 5 different categories. If you get it right, you gain a point. If you get it wrong, you lose a point. At the end, we go until either we are done all 5 questions and we have a winner, or until one player has mathematically eliminated the rest. If we go through all 5 questions and we have a tie, which is absolutely possible with the way the scores are right now, we could end with a 3-person tie. Then we are going to go to tiebreakers. In the end, we do not do tiebreakers with the Rotten Tomatoes and box office. We go to a sudden death format where we go until one player gets it and the other don't. If we are in 3-person sudden death, I will burn that bridge when we get to it. Just to clarify, Antonio, you have 3 repeats, and Nick and Joe, you both have 2 left. Are you guys ready to go?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Your first question is in the category of non-U.S. films, and I'm aware this question might cause some controversy, but I spent a lot of time asking a lot of people, is this okay? And they went, just do it. So,
Not a good sign.
what 2015 animated film tells the story of a young girl who meets an old aviator who regales her with the tales of his interactions with a young boy from the asteroid B612? The reason this question might cause controversy is because it's maybe didn't receive a theatrical release in the US, but I love this movie and I wanted to ask questions about it, so deal with it, internet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pens down, and we're going to start with Joe.
I got nothing.
And Antonio seems confident on the board.
Is it Persepolis?
It is not Persepolis, and Nick.
Damn.
You're gonna make me show my bad answer. Your name.
It is not your name. The answer is The Little Prince.
Oh, I knew.
No.
Dude, the amount of times I have second guessed myself in this match is insane.
The Little Prince, just purely delightful, very charming. I love it very much. And we continue with the category of sci-fi, which is short for science fiction.
Double
And
feature.
the third film in the Divergent franchise.
Could you repeat that, Cameron? You cut off.
Absolutely, I cut out and I stuttered.
Thank you.
Name of the third film in the Divergent franchise. I like the first one of these movies, and I like all these books, but who boy was this film not good in any way.
You liked the first? I mean,
I
no
like
judgment.
the first one. 5,
Not a fan.
4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to start with Antonio.
Allegiant? I don't know.
That is correct.
All right,
Joe.
good.
Allegiant.
I called on Joe, but I should have called on Nick.
Oh,
And
sorry. Well, yeah, Allegiant.
Insurgent.
Divergent was the second one, unfortunately.
I almost said Insurgent, too.
I was arguing
Insurgent.
between the two.
Allegiant, and then there was supposed to be Ascendant, but Allegiant was so bad that they were like, we're going to make Ascendant a straight-to-TV
Straight
movie.
to TV.
Have none of the original cast come back. That speaks volumes about the quality of that film, doesn't it now? Your next question. Your third question in this round. It is still anyone's game. What? Sorry, that's not right. I was about to read the same question again. In the category of 80s movies, in what 80s film will you find the characters Paul Atreides, Baron Harkonnen, and Duncan Idaho? These are very iconic character names, as far as I'm concerned. This is a very well-known. I don't know if it was this very well-known film. This,
Repeat it, please, Cameron.
and that is a repeat from Nick. Nick, you've got one left.
Sounds good.
In what 80s film will you find the characters Paul Atreides, Baron Harkonnen, and Duncan Idaho? I don't want to say anything about this.
I'm just hoping I guess an 80s movie at this point.
Yeah, and we're going to go 5, 4, 2, 1, and we're gonna start with Nick. Nick, did you-
I should have came out in the 60s. Easy Rider.
it's incorrect. I believe that's a 70s movie actually, or maybe 60s. Joe,
Red Dawn.
it is not Red Dawn. And Antonio,
Just a guess. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
it is not The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. The answer is David Lynch's Dune.
Oh, dude.
Oh, okay. Great.
Never saw it.
Based on the classic book series. It is being remade next year by Denis Villeneuve, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like seriously, very, very excited. Your second to last question. Actually, just let me check something.
We get a score update, Ken?
Yes. Antonio is at 8, Nick is at 6, and Joe is at 4. So everyone still can win this. If Antonio gets both of these wrong and Joe gets both of these right, they will be tied. And then if Nick gets one right and one wrong, then all three of you will be tied. And oh boy, that's going to be interesting.
Let's all plan on that.
In the category of fantasy, who played Hades in Percy Jackson and the Olympians: the Lightning Thief?
That's not the same thing that I thought.
Are you expecting Clash of the Titans, Nick?
No, I was expecting Hercules.
That's fair. That's a fair thing to expect. No one expects Percy Jackson and the Olympians: the Lightning Thief. 5, 4, 3,
This is wrong. He was definitely
2,
something else.
1, and pens down. And we're going to start with Joe.
Sean Bean.
Sean Bean played Zeus, unfortunately. Neo
Steve Coogan.
is correct, and Nick.
Liam Neeson.
And your winner,
Yes.
Antonio Chavez, with a score of 9 points. Antonio, I think this is your first win in class.
Yes.
Which, when I went through and looked at the chart, I was very surprised to see that you didn't have one yet. But you got it now. How does it feel?
Like a weight off my shoulders. Like finally, I'm glad it went my way. A few of those questions threw me off, but I'm just glad to finally get this first win. Oh my God.
Absolutely. Coming up on our runner-up, Nick. Nick finished with 5. That's an admirable score. How do you feel?
Not 0. I feel great. A little behind the scenes in our little group chat. Everyone's like, "Oh, Nick's here. Oh, everyone look out, Nick's here." And I was like, guys, Antonio is here as well. I think we are vastly overlooking that.
I was just going to say, the main person making a big deal about Nick being here dropped out of this match. We won't name names, but someone dropped out. And finally, we have Joe Hot Fuzz Fairley. Joe, you made it to the 3rd round. You did good. You got nothing to be ashamed of. How does it feel?
It's getting better. You know, first couple of matches, I didn't make it out the first round. Now it's starting to get stronger, so it'll come.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we are going to close out our show. So I have been Cameron, the conductor, Holzman, and on behalf of Joe, Antonio, Nick, Malcolm, and Dan, thanks for watching. And did you know that there are more airplanes in the ocean than there are submarines in the sky? Take care, everybody.